E kama yesa na wotwe de sabi eye Sampa ho nsem nko a esan se ebra appeal court ewukuma setena se a samodua mfanse Farouk na nasuma hene ene na nadoma hene ene Bono Regional House of Chiefs sabi nkrata o motworo de koma appeal court senka appeal court ka wonhwe na ensha high court de ahye won se omo engazete Bono omo gazete Samba na Samba jafla otoso mi no Sampa man hene no nanka won sresen ka court no entwentwen so sanso mu ogide mapa se ensam no omode akwakoda appeal court no appeal court be mo omodi nkunim eno je se nkunim de ne ba na se won wa gazete na Samba jafla afi no mbesa ko omunchi akwakoye nkrata nyina foforo ansa na sabi omode Farouk omo etimi agazete wo hene efoforo enu nti omo sresen ka court no entwentwen so kakra na so court botu guye e ka so twentwen so enye ye nti mrana ne se de wosi ahye wo mo no enu anu de ahye wo mo enu na yehu no wontenten video so se court no ehye wo mo no se bi Bono Regional House of Chief Court no omo akwakoto so aba awe se ye ngene ntum anase mane ye me ngene ntum e ma ho nsem bi ye den e beto abonten na Mr. Ajimai be kan nsem bi a sebi na enye no kwan no na asem no mpo entesa na nso opese wo mayi hu se eyesa ne te na sa ne nsem ni mu no na penyine a ono ye kasamafo de ema na Samba jafla yira Abu Mahama enso so de asem ni nkyire mu yi pa de aba sede be ya yira Ajimai entum futuru enwo nipa animu na media mesra kan se nokre nokre me wo fa Ajimai ade ben na asentia wadane wo ho sa kane no se de na wusi ka won nsem no ene won se so wotena se na wo kasa tumi ana kane na wo de ka won nsem no won se afirim ema obi ennane wo obi ane se de Nyankopon bo no ma ne ba wiase enu ntine ya amomi yenhwe ne ye wodi ne ba bi achi ne pesemi nkume na achi a wo be sai dudu opi esan sa wo hyase na wodo na wadofo mu di wachi bebia wanyine du no so wonsem aba abonten be ka no edom tie ende se bi se kwakoye sebi eye entesa na wodane ama na yesa unim se Quran kan se nsem a ye bebu hu atan no yensa ye tekrema yesen ye nan ya namo mu bebi etuko nyina no atemu da ni nyina be gina me ebu asem enu ntini ye nhwe na da ne da ye hwe se ye de nokre beto bebi anokre da ni eni obi pesemi nkumenya achi na obi ehunahuna echi ntina emi ye nka nokre nhye me ye nane ye ho eba sa ebe ha dwene ebe ha ye ho nipa no onu onim Nyankopon po no ahu sa atemu bi ye den ewo baabi una onim Nyankopon ena onim atemu ye den ewo wonim atwen wo enti ni de wonim Nyankopon achi na wonim de sebi do hia ye tumi ene do hia ne se wo besei nipa ne nipa ntemu eni saafo na chi ema wonzo so ma mese wo momi enkotie nsemo a sebi eye Mahama kan ya in the response of the Mr. Ajimai ede hu chire mobile momi enkotie mra
abusia de na mandemos application de na ewum eno ena me pese wote ase because ye nam amamre ne amane kwan so a ye di na Samba jafla esi ade su wiye no ansa na obeye ohene ewo Ghana ese ye nam amamre ne amane kwan so ne ye yiwu wi a ye nam amamre ne amane kwan so ne di wasi akonwa so ye fasa ni nyina mu wi a eno ene ye betimi aka se ye mfa wodin enka ahemfudin a ewo Ghana mo. So that is how it is. The person must properly, it should be properly selected, nominated, selected, installed. O wie sa nneoma we nyina wi a na yɛde ne din no akɔ Ghana ahemfodin ho enti me mpɛ sɛ mɛsɛ wo mmerɛ pii no mepɛ sɛ mede wo kɔ judgment na judge no emaaye a ɔma order a enam so a nwunomahene ene dɔmahene ene Farouk eka osan call court say court en stay saa order no se ne yebe ya ɔmo mfa nye adwuma eno ena mepɛ sɛ me ne wo komu ɛde ba nnuama ena judge ne kaaye mepɛ sɛ wo fa the judgment mepɛ sɛ wo fa the judgment no wo fa judgment na wakɔ page 26 judge no heading no say determination of the application determination ekwan a ofa so a odi ne judgment eba ene o make statement bi eno ena me pese me ne wo ye kan me nsusu se me nim nyansa esen wo ente me pese wo fa wo judgment no me de bia to me page ho wo kwa abehunu se judgment to me de ato ho wo betimi a download na watu obu ase enti pages na me kan nyina na watwetwe to ho enti wo kwa na wakokokan maame no eba no ene wo kan se o say on a careful consideration of the affidavit evidence and the arguments contained in the statement of the case file on behalf of the parties, the genuine issues for these court considerations are o say me hwɛ nneɛma a mo nyina maka ɛne ɛho nsɛm nyina nneɛma a me etemwani a court no bɛgyina so na wodi na temwo bɛba ɛne yedi kan or see whether the applicant has fulfilled the basic requirement for his name to be entered in the National Register of Chiefs. Or see ansana medi order bi beba ana medi instruction beba no ese se me hwe se nipa na waba me ni mu se me ma yemfa ne nkrata enko ne yemfa ne din enkas Ghana ahemfodin ho no ese se me hwehwe se na me hunu se ampa o se fata se yedi ne din eka Ghana ahemfodin ho ana. And that was the first a year or the two ho ebusiafo me pese muti nwoma biase sampa konwa at any given time nipa baako pɛ ene tena so at any given time ohini baako pɛ ene tena so enti sɛ yɛmfa ne sɛ judge no ehunu sɛ ampa sampa konwa no obi etisu dada obi enam amambre ne amane kwan so etisu dada enka onko that stage o say ansa na meka sɛ yɛmfa wo nkrata anko na yɛmfa wo din enko ka Ghana ahemfodin ho no esese mehwe se ade a esese nipa ye na yedi ne din eka Ghana ahemfodin ho no waye saade na na that was the basic standard that was set here. Enti se judge ne kɔ nanimu eko oda se mumfa na nankrata ne nkɔ ne yɛmfa ne din ka Ghana ahemfodin ho a na judge ne pese wo kyerɛ wo se ampa nana ameti ade a ese nipa meti ne yedi ne din eka Ghana ahemfodin ho. Enti Mesro, read page 26. At any given time, nipa baako pɛ ne tena akonnwa no so. Enti senka obiti akonnwa no so dada a wonam mmara kwan so no tena so, onam amamre kwan so no tena so a enka judge no enka sɛ yɛnsan fa enkrata bi nkɔ ne yɛmfa obidin enkɔ ka Ghana ahemfodin ho a kyerɛ sɛ ɔna ɛsampa man hene. Tie ne ye. So ho. Enti wohwɛ or see the to determine whether the stool is vacant and the processes that were followed to get somebody. Ansa na judge ne beka say yenko na obi yemfa obi din koka ho ese judge ne hunu say akonwa no obi ntiso nipa na wotiso so obi tiso so a bia na nipa no wamfa mra kwan so na wotena so enti ese a wohwe say akonwa no vacant because at any given time nipa baako pɛ ene timi tena konwa no so enti dian ena judge ne yeye yenko page 29 me pese oti bibiase page 29 ne yenko hwɛ adebi page 29 of the judgment no you call the second paragraph. You call the second paragraph. Or see, event which have occurred before the Sampa Traditional Council and actions taken by the council will speak to this. And will say, now, irrespective of the counter deposition and submission made on behalf of the first respondent and the second interested party, it can be gathered from the affidavit evidence that the Sampa chieftaincy issues were resolved by His Royal Majesty Otumfuo Osei Tutu II through customary arbitration, after which the applicant candidature was approved by the first interested party, that is the Traditional Council. Or see, emfa Nindiye Bono Regional House of Chiefs for Bejina Menimo Kaye, and in the Sam Modia lawyers Kaye. Na mehwe nneoma e wo manimu a e da di pefe se Sampa enkonwa sem ehu asem ekopie wo His Royal Majesty a eye Otumfuo Osei Tutu animu e mane ka asem ne wieye eno e na agina so a the Traditional Council no egi Nana Samba Jafla etu mu a ordinary forms ba ya approve no. And indirectly the judge has determined that the stool was vacant. Judge na kase na akonwa no obi ante so. Akonwa no nsem a na ye pri no ekopie mu wo Otumfuo anim e ma yewra e di asem no. Eno na agina so a Nana Samba Jafla ye gini tu mu a oswai kire the council members. And a council members is swai kire na omudi na chi ekopie mu wo menhye a omuyesa. Enti judge e ka asem we. Na benya mranim ni a woye high court judge na obeka say he still think he can make somebody achieve wa na mu odi madwene edi agro enti judge ne determine say why na owie ye no en wo san ko animu no ka say eno ne agina so a Nana Samba Jafla ye gine tu mu enti judge ne se ya ka asem na wie asem na ye ka ye no hwan ne di nkonim eye Nana Samba Jafla ebusua ne di nkonim omudi nkonim na omugina so e na omudi yi Nana Samba Jafla oswai kire ne manfo na omunso swai kire na okopie mu wo yewra animu enti we very simple enti se akonwa to na eho asem akopie ne ya kan wie na obi di nkonim na obi di nkuguo na obi a wadi nkonim ne ne wadi nkuguo nkrata bepie o bebi a abra koto akasa ya kan asem na wie a na wo timenya obi a obeka se ampa obi nkrata akopie bebi ye be Gazetting na sabi me say mo kan a mo nti ase. Don't give your brain to somebody for him to use it for you. Emfa wadwene emma obi emma ne control ma wo. Mo ankasa mo mpa bi na mo kan. So ho. Mo mpa bi na mo kan. Ye to so biom. The judge affirmed that Nana Kwadwo Masa is the only authorized person we the acting president ne nsa shekrata asia e kire se sakrata no na di mu yenko page 32 the opening paragraph page 32 the opening paragraph yenko ho or see the respondents by its own actions giving recognition to Nana Kwadwo Masa II as the acting president of the Traditional Council. Furthermore, the second respondent also give due recognition to the acting president of the Traditional Council in the absence of substantive precedent as submitted before this court by the second respondent's lawyer. Or say, Nyoma bia ye samodua 4 year Yamamuti asia se jase hini etwere krata e di command Nana Kwadwo Masa in his capacity as the acting president. Any emra na Nana Kofisuno efri mu no emre biara ye beba meeting bia no Traditional Council beba meeting no omu twere e di command Nana Kwadwo Masa minisia omu be twere no wo Bono Regional House of Chiefs no omu twere Nana Kwadwo Masa din a omu twere se acting president. Enti judge no e kan say the acting president no eye Nana Kwadwo Masa and osan kan biom say Or this court cannot turn blind eye to the applicant's CD forms duly signed by Nana Kwadwo Masa in his capacity as the president of the Sampa Traditional Council. Or see, court we entimi mmɔ ni engusu say Nana Sama Jafla enkrata no nipa odimu a eye Nana Kwadwo Masa on eye the acting president of the Sampa Traditional Council no Nana Kwadwo Masa na ne nsa ehya ase. So ho enti enkrata mmienu yamfa ne say enkrata 30 na akopie wo the National House of Chiefs. Say obiase mi ba ma ya Gazetting me. Na court ne si nipa osefata say ne nsa hye krata ase a ye gitu mu no eye Nana Kwadwo Masa. Na court no nso si ono nso na ne nsa hye Nana Sangba Jafla krata ase. Okay, enti dien ene wo hobium. Enti se krata 30 ekopie National House of Chiefs a it doesn't matter. Why na court ne say ono na seso wo sign Nana Kwadwo Masa. Why na court ne say Nana Kwadwo Masa sign de Nana Sangba Jafla, and that is all. Enti mesremo emamu ntena ho emama mulenge eni omu a omu pese omu gigi musika. Enti omu ba no omu ka no kra kire mu a no omu ba se mu ntua sika bia mu ntua. Nti de bia omu ba no matani asem no e de a kire mu. Enti mesremo niye osani Nana Sangba Jafla enkrata ena court ne si ono ena wadi mu. Judge no nso e ka se eye Nana Kwadwo Masa ono ene obi a odi mu a ese woye. The fact that the Nana Sangba Jafla ni application forms ne nyina emiti provisions a what the Chieftaincy Act ne mu ahemfomra e wo Ghana. Court no ejitu mu se Nana Sangba Jafla ne nkrata no emiti saa ahemfomra esese nipa miti ansana ye de ne din aka ahemfodin ho. Okay, judgment no page 33. Okay, page 33 you will see it here. Or see on scrutiny of affidavit and supplementary affidavit of the applicant and the first interested party, this court is certified that there has been a compliance with provisions of section 14 clause 2 of Act 759 as regard to the applicant. It is so because the affidavit evidence suggests that after the death of Nana Kofi Sono II, it is Nana Kwadwo Masa who has been held out and has been recognized as the acting president of the Traditional Council, the Sampa Traditional Council. In other words, Nana Kwadwo Masa, in his capacity as the acting president of the Sampa Traditional Council, has performed his statutory duty of notifying the first respondents of change to the membership of the Traditional Council and the approval of the applicants as per the submission of the CD forms. The Chieftaincy Act in the sea say ohini be free moi and if there are changes in the Traditional Council, the Traditional Council no ni president in this case or my hini no ebe notify the region corona ye falling no say or my hini no anywhere near all acting no and a yen juma and so notify. In our case, no, near na all acti a yen Nana Kwadwo Masa. And the court to see Juma dia constitution ne dia share Nana Kwadwo Masa say onye no. And no Nana Kwadwo Masa a ye no. Say obem notify the Bono Regional House of Chiefs say ye hini no afrimu and a yasi fufro. And tini fufro na yasi no ya approve the bibia ni nkrata ni no mu di abremo. And that is how the Constitution says. And the judge, SI Kadi and Bium. Or see, at this point, Emra Nana Kwadwo Masa paired through the Traditional Council, Eddie Nana Sangba Jafla and Krata no by the same page 34 no. Judge see, at this point, the law enjoys the first respondent the Bono Regional House of Chiefs in terms of section 14.2 of Chieftaincy Act 759 to also notify the second respondent. No discretion arises. Mutie, or see no discretion arises. except where there are demonstrable legal impediment. Or say traditional council no enya de enkrata ne ba ebeka kire the Bono Regional House of Chiefs na. Ni ese Bono Regional House of Chiefs ne ye ne say monso mu de sankrata no common National House of Chiefs. Na munni dwumadie bia wo mu muntimi nka se wenti yemfa nko ana wenti yemfa nko. So read page 34. And we can say unless say there are legal impediment eye emramo akwansidie bi judge ne ko so e kan say enuoma eye emramo akwansidie se ne ensem bi a esida a ya di a ekire a the Bono Regional House of Chiefs omo judge lawyer no kro omo fa no eno kra kotu sa asem no eye owo abdication and deposition. Na ono judge no ohwe sa nneoma nyina onhunu say ebi esi there wasn't any demonstrable impediment esi won kwan say ema omumfa na nankrata no enko. So ho enti mesre say mumma obi embedada mo emma monko yiyi sika enkotua sika bi ma omunni enu na ebe ma mobu befu na makasa obi asese mu nokre yemfa sika ento nokre ti nokre ne si nana samba jafla otoso mienu ye nam amamre kwan so eyi no oswai tre ne hin na himfo omonso gene to mu swai tre no edi na chi ema ye ba bebi akonwa ne hye emo mbe swai tre no nana no mo betena ase eye meeting egi ne CD form ne to mu approve ye through their acting president omo bebo the Bono Regional House of Chiefs no amane judge ne say according to the Chieftaincy Act no omo ne dwumadie bi adi ne yeso omo di nyina ne say omo act to say post office me twere letter e de koma abrante Farouk Amedia post office phone ti me enti letter no enka say grammatical errors wo mu ana letter no na nka say 100 words and me twere no 50 words ni santi no mumfa nko. They cannot say that. Omo medjuma ni say omo be deliver the letter to abrante Farouk ti anu wi a onu mbom ene wo questions bi ene ayi bi a onu na bebisa. Enti the Bono Regional House of Chiefs no eye conveying belt na no kra ye ba court omo lawyer e kan ye that they are conveying belt. In the judgment no judge ne can say they are a conduit, they are only carrying an information. Enti obi a ye di ade amawo a wudwumadi a wo ye nyina ne se wo carry ade no koma obi na wo ye na dwuma no na wo tena ho eno no hu esre se me matena si matia no mahwe ma reject na wanya high court judge na wetimi anya nananom asebi anka nananom di mu wo nimdi a mu wo enkurofo a mu nim ade e wo mu nkuro no mu senka munnim kura na ono nkwa na yelo ya kura mpo a mu wo lawyers wo mu kuru mu a mbetimi consult wo na manya judgment ni bi di a kire wo na maka kire wo say na judgment ni tie na mu narrate wo na banya mu na makotena si na mu di mu nsa be hye mu da murifa mu na na adwoman badu ebedi manim na ode ne ngwase e ba mo so na mo nso muti ho na oye mu yodio mesremo enye sei na mu nananom kon ya omode chichire mu kuro no se saa suban we bi no omode ya nka mu kuro no enru bebi a moduru ya mabenya aheni a modi a mukọ the ama aban enkriti a statutory body ema mu nkọ ho te mesremo ama mu mamo ho kan emma eyi doma hene ene nwunoma hene emfa mu niagro mesremo enti asembisa me bisa mo ne say does the Bono Regional House of Chiefs have the power to reject a CD form? So Bono Regional House of Chiefs omu wotumi say omu betimi aka say CD forms ade aba no ya disqualify ya reject. Yanko page 34. Page 34 second paragraph no judge no make no very clear. Baby I can say no. Or say at this point the law enjoined you to in terms of the section 14.2 no, of the act to notify this, no description arises. Unni anu ye bia, unni dwumadie bia eka ho. Ade bia ne hobium a wodi beka ho. Enti wo kan na abadan ho a, or see, consequently, the first respondent ought to have complied with the provision of section 14.2 and 62.1 of the Act 759 by transmitting the applicant CD form to the second respondent. By this provision, the first respondent only act as a conduit for transmitting the CD forms of the applicant to the second respondent. Period. Samukaya muntiasie nyonmehini any domahini mesremo. Don't continue disgracing and then don't continue making foolishness of your education. Education na moko school na moko ye mesremo a samusua ade pa ya ene muntu moboase na monhwe nioma bi page 34 last paragraph. Or say emra the Sampa Traditional Council through the acting president Edin and Nasamajafla forms by no munni tumi bia munni hwi ne se mo ye nyina ne se mo din krata no ekoma national na munnu mu act as conduit and what the period ba ho o se munni hwi ye biom ento utimi konya domahini nyonomahini any other enhanyimfo a who will not sit down and analyze things etimi di o machi etimi ka se ye yakoye meeting ne court ahye se ye mfa nko no ya reject na sebi say adi we no they are not using it sebi, and that is the truth. Ehwo no enye mabusua fiu ena enye momumra ena modi ye adwuma wo ho eye Ghana mrapon a ye gina so edi ahemfo mra a ye act 759 ebaye no eno ene ye di ye adwuma entemesre timamufo munya wo ma agro bi no mudi. They are only joking. They are only playing. Na se omo wo sa to me ni dia se nkan no de omo wo se ahemfo bunu regional house of chiefs se wo sa to me no etime decide dia ene ye se nka metime konya ahemfo be ye 20 bi na metuatua ska ma omu anka doma ahene kura metime ato no e ma mat Gazetting as doma ahene. If that is what is happening, nkan no de nka is not a big deal. And one say manya sika bi na mato drobo hene nyonom ehene se wono opeska pa ento wono me peska kakra bi mana sa nkrofo na matoto mu na maba so yatu doma hene enti yemfa me gazette forms nko ne yenko gazette me se me ye doma hene. Is this sensible? Ti mesramu mamuntna ho enye mo hu lawless people, a group of lawless enkokrafo a mugu ha mumfa mra enye adwuma ene amamre enye adwuma enti munni sa atomi no emamu no mu hu na atemenya obi a ye friend also ye historian papa panyine mu a wako pension na wako ukuru enam se 1 to 2 nyoma yi enti no ohwe ne curtains a egu ne dan mu ohwe ne curtains na I to say ye friend is saying entoma bi a ye di sa bi entoma bi a ohwe curtains ne color yellow ne nkonwa yellow odi ku ne dem na wa hye ne che na wa ye nanim te se ya chichiri na bodua so na onka nokore bebi a wanyine duru yi app sebi esese otimi bie wano na aka nokore na hwe de we a wo ye video ne ensem keka ene nuoma bi a wo ye na papa panyina over 70 years wo ye see. Na what is the essence of your education na wo ye no ana wo kan ade a wonti ase so ho wa ye wo ho waba na ebinom eka fake bunu agenda na wako okuro mu nsi no me ye adwene mu ni me ye bunu ni enti I'm towing that line, forgetting say you have your brain to use. You are becoming a disgrace to your grandchildren, Mr. Ajumai. Mesro, go back and ya adwene no ye use anyame won charge you or the amayan say ye nyusu ti mesro pebi na yusu until they don't have that power. They are only joking. Nti munya wo mu na omo ankasa no en joku saa ne yenko ti bibia ne wo saa enti maybe some obiom say did the judge said or did the judge ask or does the law ask them to process to reject, or what did the judge see? Order na judge ni di no. Was it say munko na munko processi ana munko yeden? Yanko page 37. The judge was emphatic. Ojina page 34 so. Page 34 no judge no eka bibi kire wo say. Or see Muno. Or see, the first respondent ought to have complied with the provisions of Section 14.2 and 62.1 of the Act 759 by transmitting the applicant CD forms to the second respondent. By this provision, the first respondent only act as conduit for transmitting the CD forms of the applicant to the second respondent. Period. Or see, Buno Regional House of Chiefs, Mumu Juma dia mudi nyina ne te say post office for ye dia de ne bremu a na mumaji na mu dia koma national mo ne dwuma die bia di wo mu untia no wontime nya hwe wontime reject enu nti na akọ page 34 37 yen kọ page 37 na hwe ne judge ne ka kire won enti judge ne ka sen page 37 no o ka say accordingly, the first respondent is ordered to receive and transmit. Tiewe nyoma mienu pa da wakachire no. Or say receive and transmit the CD forms of the applicant to the National House of Chiefs within 21 days from the day of this judgment. Munti brofwa, mumpe obi na wankachire mo nananom a mam jai kwan ma nwunuma hene ene doma hene edada nwunuma hene de ono pesika o ono kura o ka kire ne se ne yere kura won fa ne ma no ma o sika obeji o pesika ti bebi asika wo no ope enti mudi na chi saa na mo ye saa mo ye nwuma ekokoto e ba bechi mu nyina kogum untimi emfa Ghana mra enhye wonsam enye bibi na me ka cho enti judge no was emphatic one can try say mun process bibia. He used two words. Or say receive and transmit. Me shamu say mun koji na mun fanko. Na wanya omuti ho say ye ko tenase ye ko processi. Na se mu was atumi ni say mutimi ya. Adenti na court no judge ya mun sai ko say you are going for stay of execution. Se mu was atumi no say multi rejected forms now. Why then did you go for stay of execution? If you have that power, mesremu na benya Joseph Ajumai papa penyinemu na benya na nka wumbo mu nka wumfie ko wani mu menem say wo chen do ma hene ene nwuno hene nka bechi o matena hodi sebi ama o mamambre ne nuoma pa bi ama o mudi eto o mu brefo no na wumbo mu kura na wada no hu simpa penyini na o kasa ye nuoma bi kekansem bi a sebi nkwadan kura wesi bi nkwadan kura enka enam 1 to 2 nuoma ye ntino wakọ pension uda so ye hala nti so obi bakura mpo sebi kobo wo ba sum ne ye mouse kakura obeye, and that is exactly what you are doing. It's a disgrace. Mesro, value your dignity. Don't trade your dignity for anything. Enti abusiafo mesremo judge was emphatic. Omuti ase in page 34 say modwuma mo ye nyina ne say muji na modi akọ mo ne dwumadie bia ka ho biom enti oba ya odi ohye ne ma wo mo no na o ka kire mo say mo se ne ye modwuma ne kire say muji na modi kọ no ma hye mo say munji na mo mfa nkọ na wo benya krachini a wako school obetimi akan we na wasen aka say the Buno Regional House of Ahemfo ekotrase ekotu aba ewo so me bom paye say omo tu aba no metumi atwere omudin di aba ne yanya list ne say ampa sa nanan we num ene kotena hotu aba no, and we will make sure say emra no mu ene mu bedi. Mr. Jumaya me ne kasa so oka kire me say ahemfo no mo obuno no they are corrupt. Oka kire me ne discuss oka kire me o say the problems in Buno are because of them. But on the other side na waba ne kuruma say nyoma ye diama no ombe hu no moma na envelope kakra bi pe na wasesa na dwen mobe kaya is the same person a wotimi church say ampa otumfo kin na ye frɛ no enye ye kura na ye frɛ no ye ne gi otumfo no ho na broni fita na di kin ne ma no ene owo ni kurom enam se nneoma nkoyi a wakọ ne kurom a omo pe kakra ma no so no na no asesa wo ye enti integrity no eni ho. These are the kind of people mesremo ema mo ndwan ma dwini emma ne pa mienu miensa bi emomo play with it. Mo ankasa mo mpe document ne bi bra me page ho hwehwe me di documents ni nyina egu ho wontimi nkinkan akope obi mane explaining kire wo ne hunu na nsem a wo keka se nioma bi a ne nsem bi a wo keka bi se me fere program se meka because ento asomo me hwe na nwumre ya na me ba small girl let me nchen o bisami na dada hwan na ekasai ne ye kan ye no bi na wo kan ho asem na no say that's how it is. Ntimesremo they don't have that powers and they don't have that right. Send here who can pay 34 of the judgment. They don't have, their duty is to deliver, take and deliver. The one who to vet, the one to process is the National House of Chiefs. Ntimesremo bibi eni ho agro bi no mu di munya omo enkwada agro na wo mani so omo dia ma ne bedru point bi a mra no bema omahunu na omajai enti dia na judge no ekaye obi ebisa se can Farouk Ahmed alias Samodua be gazette as a paramount chief of Sampa? Ebusian answer ni no. Adentra America no. Page 29 of the judgment. Per second paragraph no. Judge no eji to musa ampa Sampa nkonwa asem ya kan wie. Na sen na kan wie Mansa rules eye Farouk ni maame e the petition by Emma Yevra Ekano through arbitration. Any edi nkunim. Nti ofa judgment na near odi nkunim no any ebe gazette no. Nti the answer is no. Near tosu biom yenko page 34. Yenko page 34 na me twa wadwen ensu bi so emma. Page 34. Yenko, where do we go? Page 34 eh? Page 34 eh? Let's go to page 34. Or say page 34, man. Sorry. Page 34 no say nana sama jafla nkrata nana kwadwo masa ene sani ye ena okoso eka say the nkrata na eyifo ka say omudi akọ mamenkan na tie ne ye or say find myself or say no description except where this one of this or say as rightly argued and blah 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 as part of this. Therefore the deposition till or say therefore the deposition and argument that the first respondent has forwarded CD forms of another person which obviously was not signed by the recognized acting president of the Sampa Traditional Council. Or say the Bono Regional House of Chiefs 4C omudi obi eye abrantie Farouk nkrata akọ na judge ne say sa enkrata no nipa na nhya sase no enye ono ondi mu. Page 34 or say which obviously was not signed by the recognized acting president of the Sampa Traditional Council. And the answer is no. And the Samodua Farouk, there is no way he can be gazetted. It's a matter of omu yusuno didn't say kakra and na nyono behini na no me hu say no tika bi mu efre Oba before the golden the new Bank of Ghana I was sunyane no oba ho junction bi wo ho me hu say na o pie wo ho edika bi community jama so musika na enu bi na odi to sa nyoma no and they are only deceiving them, so that cannot happen. The question now be say can Farouk Ahmed alias Samodua be gazetted no as paramount chief of Sampa no no, because Sampa himself na ye kan ye no ne maame odi ncho and eyi ne nsa hye ne nkrata nanse no nso no ondimu jasehene ondimu jasehene eye eyi uba ye kurum a oye tinbo no eye enkwa ono no nti oye den kosan adehye enkrata ema obi enti jasehene enum kotena se na omokoye bibia endimu timesremo obi nso san bisa biom se adentina judge no refuse stay of execution no one ma wo mo emre foforo me ma we typical example ya me papa ne eyi nana tufuhene nana tufuhene frɛ me sɛ abu beji na kɔtɔ mall to bremi me ka kyerɛ nana tufuhene sɛ nana me hwɛ ball ma me hwɛ ball ne nwie na me nkɔtɔ maw nana tufuhene ka sɛ debi kɔtɔ bra. What does it mean? It means say me nkɔtɔ with immediate effect. Enti court no na share wom say omumfa na nankrata enko ena omudwane ba court ho say mesrew ma mentwentwen so because me di assembly akopie appeal court na menim say sa asem no yedi a metimi adi nkunim nti ma mentwentwen so ena judge ne si debi fakọ na mahu say wa hyeda say wo pese wo delay enti fakọ no is with immediate effect. In the sanity here, enti mesremo, it is not say na 21 days be cyber kind biom. Debi. It is abu koto bibi brem. Oh, papa me pese me hwe ball. You see debi koto bra. Say na me betra se aka say my half time endurance na mako. Debi, I will just get up and go. Enti order na ne judge no refuse omo stay of execution no. Ne o kan to omo nyina ne say momfa enkrata no enko with the immediate effect. Nti etwen kakra ahwe etwen kakra na omu delay a ye besi bia no nana ne lawyers bema masoati masutin so a mema monso masoati nti ebesre mo edi bia ni ho the powers a omu feel say ekura won a eno nti omu ti wa omu ye no mra ene kreti ye ena mra nso di mra so nti mesre mo nyoroma hene ene doma hene ene saatumi no omu wo sa tumi say yetimi rejecting krata enka omu nsan ma court say court ma omu nyan to ho because utimi reject ya why will you even go to court say court mesrew ema menye adwuma na ase menye no they don't have that powers omu di agro sebi enkwada agro bi na wo mani so munya wo ye be yusu mra no se ne ye de bia me ka no na sanga jafla oni obi eni ntokwa Nana Jafla ni obi ani ntokwa. Adishi kronkono mo musi sampa akonwa ena omo yi no. Adishi eno mo di nachi. Eni nana no montra akonwa e di nachi e be introduce no e ma the traditional council members ejini tumu. Omo ji ni tumu wi ena omo di nachi. E be introduce ni kire the overlord of the stool. Eye his royal majesty Otumfuo Tutu the second. Ena ono so ji ni tumu. Ojini tumu wi eno ena oyi nana musifo e mo ba sampa. In the middle of the Sampa Traditional Council, and Nana Samba Jafla strike wom, and Omunsu strike no. Omu ye, and Omudi Nana Samba Jaflechi, ebe Piemu wa Santimai, and Ombe strike Sikajwa. Nti a mamere nyina wa fafili. Ye, and at the Traditional Council etnasi in the meeting, and Omuji tumu, and Omu filling the CD forms through the acting president. And omu de be dan the Bono Regional House of Chiefs. Mrano esisen mrane si at this point section 14.2 and section 62.1 of Act 759 can ye say Bono Regional House of Chiefs for nyina ye ne say omu di nanankrata no e be dan the National House of Chiefs. They don't have any description. They are only conveying belt. They are conduit and nothing else. So, and they don't have that power to do anything. Whatever they are trying to do, they are only playing. But send the American, Yansabeka Abia meeting now, Mokaso Munya, Nehuno, a him Fukrona, no more no Musai, or move vote to Yeno. To me, a ma or Mukaiso Munko vote to know. When we take them to court, they will show us. ye di mra ne be ye adwuma send ye be ya ye nya lawless person bi te say domahene ye na on say the region no emayen se sa na omo ya ade de an ye senka ahemfo no kan bo mu pe na omo hwe so o ene ye nkokuru we su techiman ebia techiman nipa we ne pese odi hene obema omu 1 million pe no ma form o ma prepare gazette form no mu di akọ national ye region no ye je atomo we ne pese okodi hene wo techiman ana we ne pese okodi hene wo ha. It's not done anywhere. Timesremo agrobi no mudi ma mulenge ne ayi ntimesremo mo amwo sampa emmebuno amwo sampa ma mefo amwo sampa emmo ndada mo ombeba na mo yiyi sika na mo yesi eno na mo ya ma ne bedru point bi anam aka so obi agi musika edi mesremo a bon hunu se bibia ne ho e besesa bio sampa nkonwa sam ya kan wie ye ni nam a ye kwa ye be nyina no arbitration na ye raka ya a judgment no wo ho no obi anko court enko setting aside o ni omu kwa omu ba nyina ne say they are fighting against the gazette process of Nana Sampa Jafla and no mo ye they are not doing anything. The judgment na nkasa de eye judgment asanteman etna so kan no no one has taken it to court and that judgment is valid. So enti mesremu there is nothing that is going to change. And me ti asembi say Mr. Jumai the fake historian no a free dwene mu no papa ene nyonomahene ene domahene me debia me ka say I me say like baby omo ye adwuma kora no they don't understand the institution na omo wo mu no because if they truly understand mate say say nyonomahene ene domahene ene adwoman mensa no a obo ne ho samra ne so oye historian no ono omo ka say blast tool why na ka kire wo say akonwa tuntum ohini ene hweso ohini na bodyguard ehwe dan ne so enti sa akonwa tuntum be di wo hope na eno a kire say wada ne this year enti meme ho dem meme wo me ya hemkoa me sum e wo fie ho na menya access to the place na me fa akonwa tuntum no ekohye baby ana me loku dan ne so me obi amra wape na eno adane me this year na enu mama dane de hye prekupa metime di akonwa empanyinefo amodi akonwa manyine aduru sei na mo behave the same like this so na mo behave sei ebra sa asem yi bi asi wo the Bono Regional House Bono that time na ye Bono Ahafo Regional House of Chiefs ye nuanom banafo na ne osefata so odi akonwa no na akonwa tuntum no ne ho na akonwa tuntum no kodi ebinom ho enam sa akonwa tuntum no wo mu ho no ena omu si omu hene ena omu a akonwa tuntum no omu nso si omu hene omu fa mamre ne amane mu si omu hene asem no be pie wo Bono Ahafo Regional House of Chiefs wa ema mu ka asem no but then nam say mu bebre mu nkan mu hu nuama mu nkan enhu no ne asida na sese maye no I say galamsey chieftaincy madan mu hu galamsey fo na mu mpe amamre ne amane ensua na sikadie na aye mu de te say nwonomahene ono sika na sebe wudi sika ma ne kura me ba ona so me de sika ma ona fa wo yire ma me wo de be ma o hia sika ne se ne nkwa ne senti no onye ne yesefata ne yemra ne se no he will not do it no wanya lawless people no mo ye in that case no a ekoye kope bi na munkan the Republic versus Osaberma Okun Yiridon Kwadwo Sito the first S party opanyine Kwadwo Fojo monko we sa case bi na munkan the Republic versus Osaberma Okun Yiridon Kwadwo Sito the first S party opanyine Kwadwo Fojo monko pe sa case ne bi nkan. The Supreme Court make it emphatic, say, the possession of the blast tool is not a condition precedent for the installation of a chief. Because a condition president and ye metimi ye boko na me board say doma ahin kuro na me ko na metimi akoye boko na mako raw na mako fa akunya tuntum no pe na me di akɔhye dan bi mu a na me say wo me hope no na madan di share preko pe. It's not done anyway. Enti mesremu ndi omu ye ne nyina no ye be fa mmra kwan so na ye wi a enim se mmra no ene binom bedi ebinom bedam definitely, because we want the law to work. Mesremu emabunu amwo the bunu region ye besremu ye ne bunu man ye ni to say like ye nyina ye kabom ene obi ye hene a ye friend do ma hene dey bi over the bunu region na ye were diverse group of people coming together to form that region. Me a minimum ka say me ye nafanani me mami eye nafanani me mami shenyole dishi kronkron oba ehwa ye wo ada enkrofo wo ho oba bunu region ho a ukọ your friend saying ukọ Kintampo ye wo wangarafo wo ho ye wo bandafo wo ho ye wo sekwafo wo ho ye wo enkrofo badufo wo ho ene enkrofo bebre coming together to form that region called the Bunu region. Enti emama dwimu nyamo se ye wo one tribe bi pe na wo ho ena ye wo ohini bi a ye frɛ no doma ahene ono ye doma ahinkuro ho doma ahinkuro kitikiti no ɛhɔ na ɔyɛ ohene. Enti mesremu ne oye enemu be fi se odi ye sampa na momfa ho ye gya no mane sosidi ya enkade ye bechi odi beba mo nkuro ni nyina so enka obetena the Bunu Regional House of Chiefs wo na ne ono pese oye ohene no na odi na si hene mra no nso enkyere sa. Enti mesremu, let us come together and fight these lawless people. Eye doma hene ene nyunume hene omu di problem beba the Bunu region ahemfo problem say wo Bunu region nyina no they are the cause of them. Eba ya penu mu ko rama ko peskadi sunya de yi say ba ya pena nyunume hene okọ ko peskadi. So enti enu a no mu create problem, unnecessary problem. So enti mesremu mrano ne mrani sie no yemfa sikan yemfa tuo ye di mrano ene amamre ne amane ene ye di beye ye nananom mo brain no mo chichire sampa ye medi obi achi emane mbesa akuro no enti ne mrani sie no oko se oko stay wo tumi se wotimi reject ya, why will you go for stay of execution? Omo ni sa tumi no aguro bi na omudi monyai ye be famra kwan so na ne esese ye bia no ye ne omo aye ne yenim se ye wi a sampa beba be ye the shining star for others to emulate send ye be ya omo betimi aboa ama pepeyo abetimi aye adwuma nti ye beda obi biara si obi biara nka na komanto ne yam bibi biara ne wa betimi asesa biom ne ya santima ya ka no na waka ebisa ansa na santima be kasa no no odi amamre atu bebi amamre se odi amane atu bebi amane se odi mranso edi atu bebi amrase oka ne nyina bom no odi ne judgment ba bebi odi be kobia no ebegina na sa pepepe ene ye ni mra ye mu mraso ye bedi mraso ni ahwe wo hwe oman hene doma hene wo ye oman hene wo ye judge na hwe ne all trances ene nuoma oka otime ka se court ka se ma mendisu utime ka se wo judge mua a wo san yo hene etime ka se meku nipa na domafo akofa lawyer na ya beyimi as a judge. So indirectly you are telling people to go and kill. This is the kind of people. If it was other jurisdictional, and this man will not continue to be a judge, because what his utterances means someone oka, but I don't blame him as a person. Me blame the handlers. Omo mo woni hono. Enye mmere nyina na yema nipa kasa. Na nsem ene nuoma a wo ye. Or he said he can use Sampa to fight say aye woman, you can't fight to expand your territory. And there's fighting to expand territory, you know. Those fight was won some years, 100 years ago. And that is how come the great kingdom called Asanteman was formed, which Sampa is part of. Nefri tititi. Sampa because why Asanteman dia. Ni opesa uye biabeye. But a mamre ni amanye eni mra ema wuntimi ndu ye nsum kunimida. Timeda Sampa for emebunu emrantie ne mabawa mo Sampa. Moma ye nkoswa ne mo yakuru na so ndwe ho ban. Ohunu bibia na enya kabi. Mesrew enjai wadwene no enhye nipa baako bi nsa. Me bana me ka bibia emfa ne te se eye Bible. Me ka bibi kire wa, don't take it as a gospel. Take it say assembi na abu aka. Let me go and confirm them. Into judgment ya mababe kan ho asem yin. Wan kasa nso kope bi na kinkan mu. Ma mulenge kwa misakpo ekurobewu Daniel Okra oba munchen na obeka bibi kire mu a na nioma waka no udi oka na watwira to ho kope evidence ni bi na kan na hunu. Stay of execution judgment no ya apply for it. Ye nsaka me de beba betu ho na mudi atutu ensem a saa papa panyine mu na wo dwene mu a ye friend say Joseph ye friend say no adwuma ne kan ye no na mudi atutu wo behunu say papa no sebi agro e wona ne so too much eni mamulengenum timesremu omu kan nsem kire mu a mun kasa mun ped independent documents na mun kan omu nya krachif wo entwen mu se wontimi nkan kurampo a kope wo ba bi obetimi akan se meba ana me na kan ha kire me ema mun nja ma dwini emma wom emma mun fa ma dwini eni agro mesremu bibia ne ho ebesisa e wo Sampa nkonwa sem mu biom eye nana Samba Jafla ne nana no kuro na ombe chechire ye a ne nana no didi ya ma nana Kofi so na otoso mienu bedi ya ofiri mu a nana Samba Jafla betena konwa so nana Samba Jafla ne ye man hene ono ne na mamamre ne amane ye kwan so di ne si akonwa so na ono nso din ene ebekọ ahemfo a ye wo Ghana din mu ti medamasi na masremu se montwen na baby a yedru no it is almost over. We will be finishing very soon. Mati say Mr. Jomaino ka say Farouk ne bunu Regional House of Chiefs for so munko appeal ko biom nto mako cancel appeal no ti ye twen so mako cancel ampa ti na ye hwe ne ebeba ti moma ye twen de bia me meka 1 + 1 can never be 4, can never have two answers. The answer is always 2. Enti nipa mienu omo ka asemo a tie ne ye na analyze na nipa mienu entimi nka ensem differently emma ne nye the same da. Either say me na me twantro ana mamulenge na ye twantro. Enti be an independent thinker. Ye kasa via na pe document ni bi na kinkai. Don't live your life for ignorance, selfish old people like Ajomai Joseph. They will mislead you. Don't live your life in the hands of selfish, greedy, money lovers. To say nyunomehene omu disika omu bema wetua sika saa asai wabrabo. Tamu a weni beba wo so no na wadwane. Munim no. Obi a na oya abrante na oya abortion de na one agya na no moya abortion nyunomehene ti obi a waya abortion na beduru sa amre de wani mmre sika wonya abortion ti nipa waya abortion de bia no na ni bre sika no ono na agya ya abortion na no osesa moja no ene ewe ni kogu sebi momfa nchemi ti sa nipa we let's safeguard our children. Let's safeguard the independence of our chieftaincy institutions. Let's rise up and make sure say and nyoma esefata ene ebeye. Let's rise up and protect the peace of our town. Mesremo, we don't have any other town apart from Sampa. Don't let people deceive you to destroy the peace of Sampa. Please. Mumma minum ene munuanom etimubi. Obi kacha se koye basabasa sorry. Na bisa ne se adenti na wono mum onkoye na wo mum no opese wokoye. Don't let us destroy the peace of our town. Let's fight and protect it. Because that is the only town we have. Let's use the legal means available. Mra edaho ni enfam protecting. Please say no to violence. Say no to violence. Let's stay united behind Nana Sangba Jafla Otosumieno. Momaye nyina ye ni nachi. Ono ni Sampa hini nanim nachi obie ni ho. He is the paramount chief of the Sampa traditional area, and he is the president of the Sampa Traditional Council. Timedamasi, bibia ne wa ebesesa. Don't let somebody deceive you. Don't allow the working of your mind in the hands of Mamulenge Daniel Okra. Seek wisdom, seek truth. Hwehwe nokure ho kwan, because Bible say uhunu nokure na nokure no ede ofa ahode bema. Medamasi na enche Sampa man hene na Sangba Jafla yebe gazeti no enche kura yebe gazeti na Sangba Jafla otosomieno na Sangba Jafla yebe gazeti no enche
ensamono ne yakwakuti aba no otweda mponyankopon yadoma yebehia makram